Hi there, Yi. My name is Ellen, and I'll be correcting this set of essays for you. Let's take a look at what you wrote. I see that you submitted your own topics, so let's read them and see what the topic is. You are part of a group of musicians who meet on Tuesday and Friday evenings to practice in the community hall. You have been told, however, that it is no longer possible for the group to use the hall. Write a letter to the manager. In the letter, describe that the group does. I think you mean what the group does. Explain why the group is good for the community and suggest alternative days and times for practice. You should write at least 150 words. All right, let's see. You're writing to the manager of the hall. Okay, so, dear Sir, Madam, I am writing this letter to check the notification received from the management team of the community hall. We have been told that we are no longer allowed to utilize the hall lobby for group practice effective 1st of June 2021. All right, so far so good. I have one little comment here about this first section right here. I'm writing this letter to check the notification. You're not really checking the notification. You're, let's see. Yeah, I'm writing with response to the notification, or I'm writing this letter regarding the notification, okay? Not to check, that's the wrong word. So one of these two expressions would have been good, and then you could have kept the rest of the sentence as is. All right, so let's move on. Please allow me to negotiate with you as a representative for our musician group. We are meeting every Tuesday and Friday evenings in the community hall to prepare a concert for the children of the neighborhood, celebrating the upcoming Children's Day. All right, again here I want to change a couple of things. It's okay, but there are a couple of little issues. This isn't really the most natural expression. We wouldn't say, please allow me to negotiate with you. We would say, I would like to discuss this issue with you. I would like to explore this issue with you and perhaps find mutually satisfactory alternatives. So something like that would have been better, but this felt a little strange. We also don't call it a musician group, but a music group. Then, because this is, look at this, you've got every Tuesday and every Friday, you don't want this tense present continuous. You want the present simple. So we meet every Tuesday and Friday evenings in the community hall to prepare a concert for the children of the neighborhood, celebrating the upcoming Children's Day. That was fine. We have been, you don't really do a practice. You could have just made this really easier for yourself and just have said, we have been practicing the past few months without the in. We have been practicing the past few months, and we would like to keep this group practice for the celebration of all kinds of events in a year, during the year, again would have been more natural here, because we believe music will bring a delightful living experience to our community, and it is also a good opportunity for us to expand our network. All right, this is a fragment. It's not a full sentence, okay? So what you should have really done was attach it to the previous sentence. Of course, this makes it rather long, so you may want to revise it a little bit, but let's look at what it sounds like if it were one sentence and what you could have done to it. We have been practicing the past few months, and we would like to keep this practice for the celebration of all kinds of events during the year because we believe music will bring a delightful living experience to our community, and it is also a good opportunity to expand our network. Okay, it's a little too long. All right, so I would have stopped it probably right here, and then I would have said, additionally, it is also a good opportunity for us to expand our network, and that would have been okay. By all means, again, is not the right expression here. Let's see what you wrote, though. I strongly believe that the whole community will be not beneficial, will benefit from the outcome of our music group. Now, you don't want outcome either. That's not really the right word here. You want to say from the performance, you want to say from the output, maybe output, although again, it's not the most natural thing. But I would get rid of this by all means. I think you mean something like by this I mean. This probably would have made a little more sense. I'm not sure if that's what you were going for, but it would have worked better. So by this I mean that the whole community will benefit from the, why don't we do this? The continued existence of our music group. Okay. If the rejection is because of conflicts with other events at the same time, then we are willing to adjust our schedule to adapt to your timetable. That's a lovely sentence. Nice grammar, advanced grammar, lovely. We will make ourselves available per your suggested time slot. Do you think this can be an alternative solution for both of us? Looking forward to hearing back. No, let's fix that. Wait. Okay. Looking forward to hearing from you soon. Okay, is how you want to do this. Thank you. All right, thank you should have gone on the same line. And then the yours faithfully is fine. All right, that's fine. I thought it was good. There was a little bit of awkwardness. There was a little bit there there wasn't, full accuracy throughout the letter. So there were some errors throughout. But on the whole, I thought you did a nice job. I would probably change this last sentence here. Do you think this could be an alternative solution? It's just not particularly formal. I mean, here you are, you're writing to somebody you've never met before. You don't even know their name. And so a direct question like this tends to feel a little less formal. For that reason, I would probably change this is please let me know if you believe this could be an alternative solution for both of us. Because in formal writing, that's what we do. We use more of this indirect language. It feels more distant. It feels more formal. So that's one recommendation I would make. Okay? But in general, I thought this was a good job. Just be careful with some of that awkwardness and you're on the right track, okay? Now let's take a look at your task 2. One of the consequences of improved medical care is that people are living longer and life expectancy is increasing. Do you think the advantages of this outweigh the disadvantages? All right, fine. It is undoubtedly that life durations of people are progressively becoming longer than that of in the past as a result of ubiquitous enhanced healthcare systems. Some people are arguing whether living longer would be beneficial. I do strongly believe that this situation comparatively would bring more benefits to humankind and societies. All right, I like this last sentence. The other two had some errors in them. All right, so let's correct those straight away. First of all, undoubtedly is spelled wrong, but it definitely felt like the wrong word here. How about this? It is clear. That would have been okay. Or it is doubtless. That would be fine as well. Well, I can't say I love it. Usually we just say doubtless, but it sounds a little odd to also start an essay with doubtless. So let's try it again, okay? Why don't you just say that it is clear? It works perfectly fine. So let's try that. It is clear that life durations, that's an odd expression that we don't really use. Really simple solution for this. So let's look at this. It is clear that the lives of people are progressively becoming longer than in the past as a result of enhanced healthcare systems. I love the word ubiquitous. I love it really, but it just doesn't fit here, okay? Some people argue whether living longer would be beneficial. This felt a little short to me and like it was missing something. So some people argue whether living longer would be more beneficial or detrimental, you could have said. I do strongly believe that this situation comparatively would bring more benefits to humankind and societies, and then that's fine. All right, so let's move on. I imagine people who are concerning about such phenomenon may be stressed out by some drawbacks of increasing lifespan. From the perspective of governments, elders would require extraordinary medical assistances, which could result in an enormous public expenditure on healthcare, followed by a tremendous pressure on government budgets. All right, before I move on, I want to talk about the paragraph so far. I want to just clean up the grammar essentially. So, I imagine that people who are concerned about this phenomenon. Um, stressed out sounds really informal. So, are concerned about this phenomenon may be so um, because of some drawbacks of increasing lifespans. S. From the perspective of governments, the elderly, not elders, the elderly would require extraordinary medical assistance, singular, which could result in enormous public expenditure on healthcare, followed by tremendous pressure on government budgets. So get rid of this A and this A. When it comes to the sensation of individuals, it is undeniable and inevitable that the physical mobility would be decreased gradually. Even worse would be a deterioration of overall health condition. Under such circumstance, it is nearly impossible to have an endurable retirement life, yeah. Instead, such people might be alive without dignity. Okay. Um, so let's talk about this. I don't really care for this word sensation. It's not appropriate in this context. Okay. Uh, I think you're really just trying to say when it comes to the physical condition or the, uh, yeah, I mean, why don't we try that? So when it comes to the physical condition of individuals, it is undeniable. You know what? It isn't undeniable. So let's keep inevitable. So it is inevitable that physical mobility would be decreased gradually. Now, this grammatically makes sense, but what you've done here is you've made it this very generalized statement. And generalized statements are, overgeneralized statements are kind of a hallmark of band 6. So you don't want to say that something is undeniable and something is inevitable. Well, you can't say that something is undeniable, but here it should be, it could be, um, it could be problematic or it could create this. So you always want to kind of hedge your statements. You don't want to make them so absolute. So why don't we try that? When it comes to the physical conditions of individuals, it is possible or it is likely that their physical mobility may decrease gradually. All right, this is how you hedge. All right, so it is possible that their physical mobility may decrease gradually. Okay, even worse would be a deterioration of overall health, full stop, no condition. Under such circumstances, with an S, it is nearly impossible to have an endurable retirement life. Instead, such people might be alive without dignity. All right, so this is fine. I like that you had a clear topic sentence here. I like that you covered it in terms of two main ideas, that you've got the government perspective and then you've got the perspective of the individual, him or herself. And so that was good. I liked your development. But there's awkwardness, there's incorrect words and incorrect grammar. So those are the things that I want you to watch out. Let's move on. However, positive impacts of a longer lifetime are quite prominent. Firstly, longer life means more time, and having additional time could be substantially considered as meaningful benefit to people. Careful, no substantially and not meaningful, meaningful, particularly to scientists and doctors, for instance. Scientists would invent more technologies while doctors would save more lives through a longer professional career. Personally, I wish Steve Jobs did not pass away so early so that he could have certainly improved our daily lives with his new products. Okay. Secondly, living longer would allow us to create more treasurable memories, which could be their emotional support uh, for our loved ones after we left. All right, what do you mean by that? Explain it. Lastly, it would be a significant relief for parents who are doing full-time jobs if grandparents are still alive and and adequately healthy to look after grandchildren. So look at what you did here. Grammatically, this is absolutely fine. There were no problems here. But you've got a lot of great ideas, but you didn't develop them. the first part of the paragraph was really well developed. The second part was not. So you have two new main ideas here, but there's nothing to support them. There's no kind of extra sentence. There's no extra information. Meanwhile, here you have this thing about scientists and doctors, okay, and then you've got two extra sentences to support it. Whereas for these last two ideas, you don't have anything. So what I would have preferred is if you had just selected one of these two, okay, but then developed it. And that's really more important. So it's better to have fewer ideas and develop them well rather than having tons of ideas but have them kind of underdeveloped. So that's a little bit about that paragraph. So in conclusion, despite negative impacts, careful with your spelling here, of the increasing lifespan, which some people may criticize, it is my firm belief that there are more advantages and disadvantages to people living longer. All right, so Yi, I think you've done a nice job. You're definitely on the right track. There are things that I want you to look out for in terms of grammar for sure, vocabulary for sure. I understand that you're trying to use advanced vocabulary, less common vocabulary, but also make sure that the words you're using are accurate in the context you are using them in. This is really important, okay? So that's one thing. And then again, I also want you to be cautious with your topic development. Make sure that any kind of idea that you present is well supported with evidence, with further explanation. Basically, anytime you write some sort of an argument, ask yourself why. So here, for example, or how. All right, sometimes how works as well. So they would allow us to create more treasurable memories, which could be the emotional support for our loved ones after we left. Oh, really? How? Why would this happen? Okay, it would be a significant relief if the parents are still alive to look after grandchildren. Okay, explain it. What do you mean? Give me an example. So that's what was missing. But I thought you did a nice job. If you have found this feedback helpful, then I would encourage you to sign up for essay corrections with us. You'll see there'll be a link in this email with different options to work with us. So please take advantage of that. We'd love to work with you. We'd love to help you reach your IELTS goals. So hopefully we'll see more work from you soon. And I wish you lots and lots of luck.